Welcome back to Guys. Welcome back to Bata. My name is Sid, and I've got with me Stuart Cantellow, the man behind Rag and Bone Customs. So, thank you so much for coming on.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
The thing is, this is how I know about you. This is the first time I sort of knew about you was when I watched Chasing the Bullet by Promethean Liver. By the way, I'm putting the link in the description. I'm not that much of a Bullet fan myself, but I had to watch it. It's about motorcycling, so hey, why not?
It was a great little. It was good to meet Chris here when he came over, and to see how much passion he had in making a documentary about a bullet and his journey across India and come down to us was amazing. He's got so much lost for life about doing it, and he makes you want to, when you was out riding with him and stuff and videoing with him, he's really, really cool. And to be a part of it was it was fun, and it was really good. And to see the end product was amazing.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Really, because, let's be honest, there's a lot of customizers, but what you do with the bike, by making it all sleek, it's got a very nice, slim, sleek, compact look to it. It's got this, and at the same time, what I saw and what caught my eye was how you were literally riding it, like how you were literally off-roading that low riding thing. I have no idea how you were doing that.
Well, literally around the corner from our house, literally a minute where they do hold India Bike Week and the Royal Rider Mania. It's literally a minute drive. So that is the testing ground. You've got one strip of road, which we basically used to call it like the quarter mile, basically, where you can just have flat out down there.
Right.
And then after that gets boring, you just take them onto the hill and stuff. And then they're so much fun because it's like being out of control but being in control as well. And then to take them on there, you really get to see how well the bike will last, put it through its paces. I've been up there jumping the bikes and all sorts of things I never thought possible with a chopper or a hardtail, but up there it's like a playground, so you can go as crazy as you want. You know, it's like riding on marbles.
Right. That's kind of just.
Yeah, but lots of fun, lots of dust, man, and literally it's just a minute from my house, so it's perfect.
That's awesome.
I like to put the bike through their paces to see if anything needs to be changed, or if anything breaks. You know, when I first started doing it, you just don't know.
Yeah.
You know how things are going to stand up. You know, and you just take it out there, and then when you ride it there over and over again, and it's strong, then you give you a bit of confidence in what you're actually trying to create and build.
Exactly. That's so true. By the way, guys, this is just for the viewers. He's in Goa right now. How did you get here? How did you happen to come to Goa? What's the story?
Well, I came to Goa probably about, I think it was 13 years ago, and I originally came to help out and work out a skateboard park that was built over in Attigale, which is about 10 minutes from my house here.
Right.
It was a park that got built by some English guys. They were inviting people over to come and work and stay and have it kind of like not like a retreat, but skaters would come, spend money to stay there and stuff like that. So I came for that originally to skateboard because that's what I've done all my life. You know, I've only been into bikes since I've been coming to Goa.
Right.
So I did that, and then the skate park kind of closed down just due to like bad running of management and stuff. And it kind of like when skateboarders stopped coming, I found myself I was the only skateboarder here with no one to skate with, and also the park was shut down. So I actually got into Lambrettas first of all, into two-stroke Lambrettas.
Lovely.
Because all my friends back home, they had them, but they're expensive back home, like way more expensive for me to ever even be into them. And here, I picked them up for like £100, like 10,000 rupees at the time. And I was like, okay, I'll get into it. So I'll rebuild some. I'll rebuild the engines. I'll, just make them stop and do nice paint jobs. And then I built a chopper Lambretta, which was my first kind of like into the custom world. Was like, let's see how crazy I can make this and make it look nothing like a motorcycle.
Right.
Crazy, really, really nice lines on it, and I made it for my size, so I could just ride it and whip up and down the street. It was great, it was good fun. And then that led on to the progression of owning a Royal Enfield, which was like, what else could I get? And that was the idea. I bought a Royal Enfield, and yeah, so I kind of like putting my own design and my own feel on the bikes. You know,
that's lovely.
It's a natural progression for me, really. And I've learned how to build a Lambretta engine out of a book I got from the UK. I built it in the kitchen here. Started in the kitchen, and there was 2-stroke smoke everywhere in the whole house, and I was so happy when I kicked it and it started. I could not believe it. I thought, like, oh my god, it works. Yeah. And and then it kind of not looked back since, really. It's hard because I only come here on holiday, really. I don't live in India. You know, I come here sometimes for 6 months if I'm lucky, sometimes 3 months, 4 months. So if I can have my hand in doing any sort of bike building, then I'm appreciative of that time. I do appreciate it. Also, you've got to live and have a good time, and you know.
Now I have to ask, since you keep going back and forth between places, what is the difference in the motorcycling culture that you feel in India versus maybe say Britain or something like that, or other places in general?
Well, here I feel like when I started building motorcycles, I find it was like there was a lot of younger people who really wanted to get into building motorcycles, but didn't have any sort of avenue or outlet or inspiration to go and start doing it.
Right.
And it was looked at more of the people who had a bit more money would kind of get into doing motorcycles, whereas the normal person, I know because I'm a normal person with not much money, if I can do it, maybe I can inspire other people to do it. So it's really exciting to be here, and nothing's really changed because there's still young people coming who want to build bikes, because India is a two-wheeler nation. Everyone in their family's got a two-wheeler. So there's a percentage of people in India across the whole world that wants to do something different to their bike, customize it in some way, make it their own. And that's what happened to me. You know, I've come over here, I realized how free you can be being in India. You know, it is true freedom here. You know, you can literally build something, get on it and ride it with not that much restriction like you would have in the UK. So to me, this place is like open season. Have an idea, create something that's in your head, and go and enjoy it. You know, and that's a great thing about India. I don't think that's stopped in the 10 years I've been doing it, or 13 years since I've been here. That vibe is still here. You know, there's still guys at colleges, universities, they're building crazy stuff, and they send me links of what they've been building, and it's amazing.
Right.
It doesn't stop. It doesn't stop. And I think that's a part of the culture here, which is good. The two-wheeler is everyone's blood. I would say whether it's an Enfield, a Yamaha RX, 125, the newer Enfields. You know, you've got younger guys in India at school who can go and get an Enfield with their mate, drive it to school, and it's almost like Enfield had a resurgence again in India, because there's a little bit of time where it was cool, then not cool, and now it's massive, more bigger than ever. And to see these young guys on these bikes, it's like, wow. It's almost like what you'd see back in England in the 60s or 70s with young guys who can afford Triumphs, going buying Triumphs and riding them. You get the same thing now it's happening in India. It's perfect. I think it's a really good thing.
It is.
It helps the custom bike scene because you constantly have that fresh blood coming in, that outlook on what they want to do.
Sure.
And they're getting inspired by people all over the world. Really, I want to go back to England. I go to some bike shows and stuff and some chopper shows and that. But I've more, and I normally work quite a lot in the UK, so I do more stuff that involves bikes here than I do in the UK. So I just enjoy being a little part of it there and doing whatever I can here, you know. But it's two totally different things for me. Like, it's more freedom here.
Understandably so. So, Stu, then for someone someone like you, who obviously has explored a lot of different engines, a lot of different cycle parts in general, what is your preference? What do you prefer being on? And how did that sort of impact the Silver Bullet? By the way, I'm going to put pictures to the Silver Bullet here. I might actually just put a clip because, I mean, it's better seen from every goddamn angle. That bike is something. I'm actually so sad that I never really got to see it in the flesh. now that you've shipped it off?
Well, the plan was also that Bullet. It was right. I wanted to come back to Goa, specifically build a bike to take back to the UK, so everyone in the UK could see the quality of the work that was being done in Goa. So they could, English people like everyone, they want to see it, touch it, feel it, look at it closely, really inspect it. So I wanted to make something that was like as extreme as you can go, but some of the lines of being like a lane splitter bike, small handlebars. I like that because it's basically for getting through traffic.
Right.
It's like a nice blue Bata. You just slide on through. People blocked up. It's in our own bikes. The widest part is your foot pegs, So you just go through, and you can't drive it like that really. You kind of lean over, and it's almost like. And I always liked that look of the bikes and how people I saw riding bikes in San Francisco. Up hills, they have Harleys, low geared, like really powerful bikes, not going flat out, but they're just going around streets, in and out of traffic. And I thought to myself, wow, like I love the look of that. I love the stance of those bikes made up a bit of the Royal Enfield, a rigid frame definitely. And the roads were much worse back then. And compared to now, how the roads are now, it's like heaven.
Exactly.
So it's just helped the cause really. But really, it was kind of like the inspiration was from my environment, really, how I want to ride my bike and how I want it and how fun I want it to be, and also a little bit challenging, and being able to move through traffic, really, and having no weight on the bike because it's like a BMX.
Exactly.
It up. It's really really cool, man. Like it's the best thing ever.
Well, I have to ask, what's the suspension on it? Like, do you have it's a soft tail or like what's it?
No, it's just a rigid frame being stretched on one of the outside there. It's been stretched by probably two inches. Same with the Silver Bullet, stretched 2 inches, which I find is a nice size when you stretch a frame.
Right.
And with that, because I'm like 5'11", so I don't want to be scrunched up. I don't want to be like too far back. And the bike stands really well with that stretch on it.
That's good.
And just basically, what my thing was like, get all the weight off the bike because Enfields look quite big when they're all like tall boxes on mudguards. Strip it all down, only have what you need to have on there, anything else you don't have, and then just see how much fun you can have with the bike, really,
So even the tank, have you just used the same tank smashed in, or is it a new tank altogether you built it?
Well, that tank on the, about the Silver Bullet, yeah?
Yeah.
The Silver Bullet, the tank was made by my friend who does work for us. He's in Map, so he's our panel beater. I've worked with him since I made my first chopper scooter, and he's like a metal master. Amazing guy.
Right.
He basically we built the bike in his front room. It was literally like secret operation. It was wheeled in his front room, and all his other metal work was done outside under a cover. When I'd go around there, we'd do it together over months and months and months. And I had the shape in my head which I wanted, and the tank kind of like just goes slings out right down at the bottom and comes over. So it's got a nice top to it, and it kind of comes in like that. So it looks good from underneath as well. It looks like a bit like an alien head.
It does.
It's lovely. And then when we was making it, I thought, I've got to put like a rib in that, like a rib all the way down and stuff like that. And it just worked out absolutely perfect. But it's all hand beaten. We've done a great job on the tank. And there's you can actually see that it's handmade. And that's really, really cool to see that, It's good that people see that and know that it's not perfect, but it looks killer, especially when you nickel plate it, which was like another idea that turned into something that worked out really great on the bike.
Right. That's pretty cool because it is quite eye-catching. I'm sure you get a lot of eyeballs on the street when you take it out and you're just like, or even when it's just standing, like on a standstill, it's something that, really you can't miss it.
Yeah, it's definitely an eye-catcher for sure. And it seems to catch the attention of people who are not just into motorcycles, I've found. This might have a bike show, like I took it to the bike shed in London. Well, I took it to the Trip Out, which is a chopper show. And this chopper show has like all the best Harley builds. They have biker build off there. They have, expensive bikes going there and stuff. And this is a little Royal Enfield made in someone's, front room, and the workshop we have here, out of an idea in my head. And, on that show, it won spirit of the show because of the journey that we had to make it in Goa, kind of smuggle it in parts back to the UK,
right.
Reassemble it, take it to the show. And I was riding around on the show on the grass and stuff, so people just didn't see it as a show bike. Because it's nickel plated, so people think, oh, it's
exactly.
a show bike.
It's probably a show bike,
But it's not. It's a great, you kind of lean back into it. The seat is made with a pad on the back. So you lean back. You ride it like a chopper, but you just lean it, man. And it's thin and it's fun. It's a fun bike.
It's definitely. So I'm guessing you have like a natural inclination towards Enfield and most other British engines in general, like BSA, Real Norton.
Yeah. Well, I'd love to. BSA I've got. I'd love to. That's an M20. So I'd love to do something nice with that engine and that. And I'll probably just keep the engine and then make a whole new frame and build it totally from scratch, just using the engine without using the old frame, because it's, you know, it's a 1942 frame. I don't want to touch it really.
Right.
It is. And obviously, if I could afford Triumphs and stuff, old Triumphs, then I'd love to work on Triumphs and stuff. I have that affiliation with British stuff more than I do Harleys. All my friends in the UK ride Harleys, and I probably will get one day. But there's so much stuff I want to do to English motorcycles. I haven't even started doing it, you know. So.
Right. I think that mid-range is quite, like, from 300 to 650. That range is something that I think British motorcycles excel in as well. Maybe even an 800 from like a Bonnie or something like that. But
well, I've been looking at the 750 Interceptor engines. That is an infant come out in America, and I'll keep seeing a few of them pop up on eBay. And I look at the bike, and that's a twin. Yeah, so that's as near as you're going to get to a Royal Enfield looking Triumph. And they're good, solid engines, and they look lovely. So if I get my hands on one of them, I'd rather build one of them than if they go onto a Triumph, you know.
Right.
Because no one would ever dare do that with an Interceptor, because they just leave it. And I'm like, I want to build a bike on it.
Yeah, exactly. Which brings me to, since we have sort of talked about chasing the bullet, what is it between the older Enfield engines and the unit construction engine and these newer 650s? Because I've ridden the newer 650s, and they don't even thumb.
Yeah.
You don't get that feel of being connected to the bike. It's just low NVH level, stuff like that. So what's your take on this entire transition that's happening?
I've not ridden the 650 yet. My friend has got one down the road, and I've not actually had a go on it. He keeps saying, "Come, try it out and stuff." The bike itself looks amazing. The stance of the bike, it's like a cafe racer through and through. Like it looks great. You know, there's definitely got some other motorcycle company influence on there as well. But for Royal Enfield, what a great bike. So I haven't ridden it yet, so I can't really tell how it feels. And then if I ride like a UCI, though, the new Enfields, it's a bit like riding a Japanese bike. It's like trouble-free motoring. It's cold, it's fuel injected. You know, you don't have to worry about it. Whereas my bike, I'm a bit like, it's like, I went out on my bike today for the first time since lockdown started, my standard Enfield. I was just like, I'm riding a 500 Enfield in India, man. And like, this design hasn't changed for 50 years. Yeah. You know, that particular cast iron shape. So the feeling, I'm getting that feeling from my bike now that some people would when it first came out, until they changed it in 2001, I think, or something like that. So I'm happy to be part of that, you know, and feel what everyone talks about.
They took the 500 off. They took the 500 off the market, right?
Yeah, I know.
Absolutely ridiculous.
It's such a lovely looking engine and bike, and it feels great, man.
It does.
You know,
it does.
And you can tune it as well. Like you can tune that bike up to, you know, as what you want it as well, so you can get more power out of it. Something also that I'd like to do in the future, but I haven't really got around to doing.
Right. So what's the plan for Dragonbone now? Because now that you're moving to the UK.
Yeah, the plan is basically open a work. Me and my girlfriend are looking for a property to rent with enough space where we can have a workshop for motorcycles, a fully functional workshop, lathe machine in there, pillar drills, plasma cutters, all the stuff I've dreamed of. It's got to happen, you know, because I've been wanting it for so long, and I feel the time's right. And also to go back and do it in my spare time when I'm back in the UK, and try and do it as a business thing. If people want to maybe order bikes, or they want something built, or if I build something, if people like it and they want it, you know, try and do it that way and just keep it casual and keep it cool and see where it goes. But I need to have the space, the creative space, which unfortunately I don't have anymore in Goa. So it's just the natural progression for me. That's what we're doing. So, and I feel like I've got to send all my stuff back from here. So I'm inspired by all the stuff that I've built, and it's good to see. I want to start hit the road running, you know, with all the stuff that's got me to this point around me in England. And that's kind of like where I'm heading, and it's really, really exciting times.
I'm really happy, and I'm very lucky I got you at this point of time, because
I'm having a bit of a relax time. Like this time I've come to Goa, and it's been a holiday. Normally I come to Goa, I spend a lot of time in the workshop, running here, running there, trying to get stuff done. You know yourself in India, it doesn't take 5 minutes. You've got to put a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of time into people, which is great. But when you want to get something done, and you're only here for like 3 months, 2 months, sometimes 6 months, it's a lot of time out of your spare time that you've actually earned in the UK, only made to come and have this free time. So I'm actually doing that. I'm actually doing that now in India, and I'm actually having a holiday, and it's amazing. It's been the best time ever. Apart from obviously the coronavirus and stuff, but it's not a bad place to be locked down and stuck. I don't feel like I'm stuck. I'm having the best time.
Also, you guys have like tons of restrictions taken off, like in Goa. So I mean, you can go out and do a bunch of stuff. I have to ask you too. What do you feel about these newer bikes that are coming with like like these liquid cooled engines and like a million safety nets on them and all these well kitted fellows?
I don't know, because when I went to the Royal Enfield place in the UK and they bring that to 650, that has to go through a lot of stringent tests, so it runs in line with the EU regulations and stuff.
Right.
With me, that's something that's like, I don't know anything about that. That's why I like the older engines. I'd rather have older engines and only worry about that. And I don't know if I'll ever have one of those bikes ever, or if I'll ever come into contact with them. It seems so far in the future.
Right.
Even if it's out now, I'm still stuck in the past. You know, I'm trying to relive that with the old British bikes.
And that you feel is a more pure, more engaging way to ride, or what's your take on it?
For me, for sure. And like using something like the Bullet engine, it lends itself to chopping, modifying, anything you want to do with the Bullet engine, you can do. You know, you can wrap a frame around it, put a double cradle around it, have it as a hung engine in the frame, keep it as it is, chop the back end off. You can do so much of it, and it lends itself. You can see how many people modify their bikes in India. It lends itself to it. And I think once you've built a Royal Enfield, you've chopped it, it's really hard to not go and do another one, because it's great. They are really good. So
that's lovely. Stu, do you have any message for anyone looking to get into customization or looking to get into biking culture in general?
Just to have, if you've got a dream in your head of what you want to do, just especially if you're in India, you have all the access to everything here, which is, I'm talking like casting parts, lathe machines, machine shops. You have one in every city and every big town in India. So all you've got to do is go down there, speak to some guys who work in there, let them know what you want to do, and you know, more often than not, they want to help you with what you want to do, and it's at your fingertips, you know. And anyone can do it. Go and get a grinder and get some friends together and just start chopping the bike up, and then have an idea in your head and just run with it, because this is the place to do it, man, for sure. And having the freedom to ride your bikes like we do here, which is quite good.
True.
Yeah. So I think just go with it. If you've got something in your head, draw a little picture of it, whatever you might do. Speak to your friends. Go with it.
Sounds 100%. Fantastic.
You have an idea, man. You take stuff off your bike. You realise that the more you take off your bike, the more beautiful it looks. You stick with your own ideas. You stay strong in your beliefs. You don't sell out to anyone who might want to buy your time or decide that they're going to employ you and make their dream come true when you can do it yourself. All this stuff is really important, and that's what that stands for, really. It means stick to what you're good at. If you put your time in and you really want to do it and it's a dream of yours, then somebody one day will pay you to do that for them, and you should get paid enough to pay your rent and feed yourself. Hopefully. I'm still on that journey. Hopefully I can do it in the UK. If I can pay my rent in the UK, then I'm happy, man.
Yeah. But I think like India serves as a good like sort of training ground for anyone who would want to sort of do it abroad as well, considering the kind of platform like you just described. Right. So
definitely. You've got guys who are here, which have had contact with me, which have come out of engineering school, which say I'd love to have like an apprenticeship or a place in the workshop here and to learn and stuff. And these guys have got more qualification than me. They understand engineering stuff, structural stuff, and to have that on board and to go with an idea of building bikes, they're already hitting the ground running, which is great. All you've got to do is just physically get the grinder, start chopping away, and good things will happen.
Sounds fantastic. So that was Stuart Cantellow for you guys. I'm awestruck actually, Stu, because this was a dream. I've always wanted to talk to you, always wanted to get to know what's behind the bike, and I've been wanting to sort of see the bike in person, but whenever I visit the UK, I swear to God, I'm going to pay you a visit, because I have to see this goddamn thing. But thank you so much. Thank you so much for doing this, Stu.
Thank you for having me, man. Really appreciate it. So yeah, you caught me at a good time, because it's a bit like the calm before the storm. So hopefully good things. Going to be building bikes for many years to come. And yeah, man, stay inspired and everyone keep making and creating. That's what it's all about.
I will stay inspired, and all of you guys watching, do stay inspired. I'll catch you guys on the next video. Bye-bye!